I'm trying to think. 2015, yeah, the market was starting to tank or had been tanking. But one of these is called Melrose. I'm going to pull up the photos so that y'all can see it. They bought it in November of 2015. It's in an LLC name. 24 total units, paid just under $1.5 million, and they still own it today. The mailing address is Harvey's condo. And they rent for $1,750 a month. So $1,750 times 24 units is $42,000 a month revenue. Now that's, I understand there's costs and things, but this was the advertisement for the rentals on Zillow. This is the wording. This budget-friendly, partially furnished 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit offers convenience and value with no association and fast, easy approval. Located on the second floor with direct entry, this unit includes water in the rent and offers access to a common laundry room on the first floor. How much income did they get from those, right? All the quarters. The landlord requires a background check processed through a direct link for a fee of $25. There is part of me that wants to take this background check because I wonder if they allow felons. Wouldn't that be ironic? No minimum credit score required. Conveniently located near I-95, 595, and the Turnpike. Perfect for commuters. Don't miss this opportunity. So I am going to pull this up. Y'all are going to have to give me a second because I had to reboot my Mac and all the tabs that I had open, I lost. So just give me a minute. Talk amongst yourself. Cat ride. Do they have money? Why didn't they hire a good lawyer? Oh, they think they have the cat's meow of attorneys, let me tell y'all. So just give me a second. But Donna was like managing all these things on her email. I can see why she was probably having a nervous breakdown. I mean, Charlie's in jail. Then she's about to get arrested. Then, Wendy's asking her to babysit. So, well, of course, naturally, I can't pull it up. But let me pull up something else that y'all can be looking at. So, oh, I did have it linked. Okay, here we go. So this is one of the duplexes. Now just imagine, can y'all imagine Princess Wendy living here? So this is the one I just read about Melrose. So here's the door. And does that look like carpet in the kitchen? I don't know. Maybe that's concrete. What do y'all think about this? I'm going to read some comments. Yeah, Brooklyn. That's over $500,000 a year in income, right? I don't think they're really hurting like a lot of people have said. It is a lot of income, and this is just one of the properties. By the way, how's the sound? Yeah, here for today. Good question. I wonder if it was paid off or had a mortgage. I'm sure realtors can look that stuff up. I did not. Yes, this is Fort Lauderdale. It's on Southwest 27th Avenue. Hey, misdemeanor. Yeah, I just don't think I can say the address on YouTube. But you can email me. I'm happy to give it to you. Hey, Judy. Hey, Blue River. Hey, Allison. Y'all, Allison's here. Let's see. All right, let's go through to the next picture of this lovely abode. Here's the bedroom. I really think that was carpet in the kitchen. Got a window AC unit. Now, I'm thinking Charlie and Donna would probably love that after being in prison. Well, I don't know if Charlie would in South Dakota. There's the closet. Not quite a walk-in. Does have a chair rail. $17.50 a month, y'all. So it is in Fort Lauderdale. It's on Southwest 27th Avenue. Judy, it looks like an old motel. Nap. Good to see you. Looks like a prison. Yeah, it is ugly. It looks like total dump. Sound is excellent. Good. Thank you, YB. I appreciate it. Oh, look, this one has built-in shelves. I had not seen this earlier. Vintage tile. Do y'all remember when hospitals were all that color? The hospital where I was born in Nashville, the exterior even had that on the sign, but that was the color. I'm glad y'all like the sound. Good. Terrazzo floors. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Knapp says, I'm sure it has to be paid off already if they did mortgage it. I mean, it was 2015. It was 11 years ago. Oh, Andrew, you'll do a drive-by? Cool. I'm going to show you some other ones too. Oh, yeah, the cabinets. They've been slapping white stuff on there, white paint. And look at that sink. Kind of looks like a baby tub. Yeah, slumlord. And you can see some of the emails too where they tell their property manager things to say. Oh, hey, Millie, thanks. Yeah. This was built, I think, in the 60s. Oh, there's another bedroom. That's the laundry area, and definitely looks like it's coin operated. Oh, yeah, right here. They had to be making some look at this. This is the public laundry area. So this is one of the places, and this one is still this property that I'm calling Melrose is in the name of an LLC, and the mailing address is Harvey's address there at Bristol Towers. Then we can click on the tax records, and I'm going to show y'all the Broward County website. I think this won't show everything. I did a lot of digging today. So you can see the sale history for this parcel. See right here where my mouse is. It shows November 19th, 2015, warranty deed sale. So 1.475 million. That is when it was purchased. And I don't know who the LLC is. Is it Harvey and Charlie? Is it just Harvey? I thought I remembered from listening to different calls and things that Charlie owned all of them and Harvey owned one with him. Does anyone else remember? This is tough to manage the chat and read this. Yeah, Skier says it looks like carpet. I know. Now I'm kind of wondering who manages the property. On Zillow it said, but I don't know. I don't know who it was. So anyhow, you can go on Broward, and every time I hear it say that, I think of Charlie when he's like, "Yeah, you just tell the cop you're a ER doc at Broward, and you get out of a speeding ticket." All right. And then I'm going to pull up some more photos and things. I mean, they had to put a new roof on this place. It's expensive. Now, given they're getting some income, but I just wonder who's managing it all now because Donna's in prison, Charlie's in prison. Is Harvey able to do all this on his own? Maybe he is. I don't know. All right. And here's Donna, just dressed like it's her wedding. Look at her. Happy, happy, happy. You know what, misdemeanor, you said, I wonder if they shared these photos of the party with Charlie while he was behind bars. I thought about that. And I actually went online to see if I could communicate with him in South Dakota under like my name and that, hey, I'm a YouTuber or whatever. And then I started thinking, I never got heard back from them. And then I remembered that I used another email. And I think I remember today what email it is. So I'm going to see because I want to print all these and send them to him. What do y'all think? Oh, Allison, welcome. I'm happy you're a member. You have a food truck. So if you're new here, we are the food truck gang because Wendy said in her police interview that she met a new friend, Malia, and was at the food trucks for hours. Yes, this is a bar mitzvah. So this is all during COVID stuff. Well, it was 2022. So I guess they had it outside. I don't know. Maybe Donna was super paranoid. But it was at a steak place. I saw the invite, but okay. Do y'all remember this guy, Michael Mintz? He was also at Donna's trial, and I believe somebody tell me. And I'm sorry if the chat's not coming through. I think he's Harvey's cousin. I think, but he is related. So Michael Mintz is this guy. He is an ENT in Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas. So Michael Mintz, supposedly he's a really big deal. But he attended Donna's trial. Of course, nobody was there at Charlie's. I don't want to say I feel sorry for Charlie, but when I say Charlie had no support, he had no support. All right. So then I was thinking about the jail call, and Charlie calls Michael after he's convicted, and Pretty Lies and Alibis has it on her YouTube account. So I thought we should re-listen to it because I think it's pretty good. Like Michael seems so Adelson, like he just kind of has that attitude. Wait, hold on.
Hello, this is a free.
So Charlie and a friend named Michael on the day of the guilty verdict. So we now know, I believe he's a family member, but I want to play this because it's good what he says.
Call from
Charlie. Yes.
an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Michael.
Well, you tell me what the game plan is now.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They got me in a suicide cell. Not because I'm suicidal or anything, but I guess when you get charged, when you get convicted like this, they move you over to the suicide cell.
Did y'all hear that? Charlie goes, not because I'm suicidal, and Michael goes, oh, that's good.
So they can observe you for like the next day until they can put me back in my pod. So in this cell that's got blood and shit on the walls, and cameras and mirrors. At least they let me keep my clothes. Usually they strip you down naked, but I'm not suicidal, I'm just numb.
Well, what a damn
That's one of my favorite quotes, by the way, of Charlie in these calls when he's like, there's blood on the walls and shit on the ceiling.
say at the end.
He said, you know, I don't think I really got a fair shake in Tallahassee. And I can kind of tell that.
Oh, yeah.
Jury selection, it was a joke. I wish it was trust like that. I wish I was by the time actually I go back to a lot of things.
Is he gonna stick with you through the appeal?
Well, he says I need an appellate lawyer. He's not an appellate lawyer. His lawyer is a specialized appellate lawyer.
Why is this family obsessed with, I mean, are you going to keep Dan through the appeal? You just lost. Why would you want to keep him?
So, yeah. So he's gonna, they're doing an appellate. But listen, I'm sure they dotted every I, crossed every T,
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
This was the Super Bowl, Tallahassee, the fucking state capitol. This was their Super Bowl. They were going to fumble. They did everything. I'm sure. It was just a joke of what the prosecutor put together on her closing statement. Her closing was like,
Yeah.
I saw it. I was just, it was nothing but, emails and text messages and, and autopsy photos. It was.
I love how Charlie's like mad. They showed autopsy photos. Like, dude, what do you think? Just like when Wendy said, is he scary looking? Well, how do you think he looks, Wendy? A misdemeanor. I'm not sure what you're referencing. Isn't it weird that on the way to one of Charlie's hearings, they stopped to get Wendy's hamburgers for him? That's not accurate. It was when Charlie was transferred to Florida, or was transported to Florida for Donna's trial, when they were transporting him to Leon County from wherever. I think they had to drive up from Miami. I think that's where the plane flew. They stopped at Wendy's and got him chicken nuggets, or whatever they call them at Wendy's. So it wasn't a hearing. It was when he was here in Tallahassee for Donna's trial.
Painting a picture and throwing in that I think I spoke to Ryan Fitzpatrick once in 2014. She said he was my best friend at 14, and this is what he said. What the? I literally have 2 text messages with the guy in 14. He was my best friend. This is what he said. Throwing that out there to the jury. Like, they were eating up everything she said. They weren't thinking like she was lying about stuff or twisting stuff or saying I'm calling my parents on their landline. Like, they've had that phone number since 1979. Like,
Yeah, I saw that.
there's nothing hidden there. There's nothing special about it. I called them on my cell phone, to the home phone.
Well, like you said when we talked before, they had 90 people that said that they had already decided you were guilty. And
Over there for
you didn't-
Doesn't Michael just talk like a little weasel? Brooklyn, yes. Isn't Robert an ENT? He is. Rob Adelson is an ENT. So maybe this guy had an influence on that. I don't know. And then, hey, model, you asked, what will happen if Wendy and George decide to go to Europe? What do you think will happen? I don't think anything. I think they'll be able to go.
You used up your strikes. You used up your strikes.
I used up my strikes on people that I had to get off the jury, which they could never have sat on my jury. They used up their strikes on people that would have given me a fair shot. I used up my strikes on people that were going to convict me before I sat down. So it was
Yeah.
just like, it was.
Well, you ended up with 5 people that, relatives in law enforcement.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 people in family and law enforcement. But the people that I got off were law enforcement. 24-year law enforcement detective from Miami, arson investigator. Some of these guys, anybody that would have given me a fair shot, they got off. So the few that would have given me a fair shot, they got off.
And I promise y'all there's some good stuff coming. I'm not just trying to kill time. Andrew, you said, I would think Wendy is on the do not fly list. Here's the thing. I don't know that they would have known that Donna was fleeing had she not ratted on herself on the phone call and also to Scott Radius and all that. If she had just left, I don't think they would have known, but they heard it on the hot mic call. I think she would have been out of here. Remember on the way down there, they still didn't even have the arrest warrant.
The one that, it just became kind of like they didn't go through the evidence in 2 hours. There was so much evidence there they got some text messages and painted a story, and Jeff Lacoste this, and Ryan Fitzpatrick this, and, you know, everybody with a fucking motive to show up at the jury. I thought it was like, I thought they'd see through that.
Yeah, they didn't give me much of a shot there, Charlie.
No. I mean, I got the temperature of Tallahassee when I was up here, and it was. I mean, like I was sitting in jail on Friday. It's like at lunchtime, they take you to the courtroom, they shackle you up, they put you in the holding cells under the courthouse, and
No.
some guy was in the cell across from mine, and he was in prison uniform. He was brought in from the Department of Corrections. And he looks at me, he's like, "You Adelson?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, he starts talking to me about my case. And I'm talking to him, and he's coming back on an appeal on a case. He's been gone since 2008. He's been gone 15 years in Tallahassee. He's in prison. I go, "How the fuck?" I go, "How do you know about my case in Tallahassee? He's been in prison for 15 years. He goes, "Man, we're travels everywhere." He goes, "You know about the big cases." He goes, "I know all about your case." I'm like, "Great. That's great." So he was telling me.
So Charlie, can you at least get somewhere else besides Tallahassee for a while?
Is that not hysterical? This Michael guy is clueless. I mean, can you not get somewhere besides Tallahassee for a while? Like Charlie's just, going to hop around to a different resort.
Well, they're gonna have me here for 30 days, and then they're gonna move me to my guess is a place called Washington, which is an intake center where I'll be separated, and I'll probably be put with the people who have life sentences. And then from there, they call them camps. And then from there, they're gonna disperse me to some camp in Florida, and I'm in state prison. And 50% of the prisons in Florida don't have AC. It's fucking hot.
What was that? 50% of what?
Prisons don't have air conditioning.
Yeah, Charlie's now it's hitting like, oh, I'm not going to have air conditioning. And Michael's like, what? It just shows this family was so clueless.
They were built before AC. So, yeah.
Hmm.
And the guy was telling me, he's like, "You got to get on protective PN, they call it. It's called protective management. It's like when they send police officers and people who they can't put in general population. This guy was telling me, "Well, you got to get a PM, see if you can do it," because this was on Friday before I was even convicted. Giving the speech. This is like, he goes, you got a high profile case. You're going to get, someone's going to want to fucking stab you and say they killed you.
Yeah.
These guys don't care. And I told that to my parents, that I'm going to try to get on protective management, but I've spoken to guys here in jail who've been down
I feel like Charlie kind of likes this, like, yeah, I was in a high profile case and I'm going to try and get protective management. Mm-mm. It's like maybe he felt important for once. I don't know.
road, and they say that like people kill themselves down the road, and it's like they'll put them in solitary for 3 months. Like there's no penalty for killing people because you already have a life sentence. So what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Put you behind the door for a year, 2 years? You don't care. You just heard that you killed the guy. Or assault. Nobody fucking reports an assault. You report an assault, you're going to get it 10 times worse. You get payback.
Have you talked to your mom and dad since the jury came in?
Yeah, they're beside themselves. They're literally beside themselves. My mom.
Yeah, I got a text from your dad.
My mom can't.
Michael, yeah, I got a text from your dad. Did it say Harvey's on the floor crying like a baby?
Talk. And my dad's, I can tell he's staying strong, but he's got, the issue with his heart. He's 79 years old, and it sucks. And I don't have many people on the outside, and I love my parents. And I called her Marie, and she's like, she's not, I'm like, do not say anything she wants me yet. Well, this is the point now where he's been asking for me, like, I can't wait to see you, Dad. I love you. I can't wait to give you all the hugs. You know, we're
Doesn't Charlie have some nerve talking about his son? And he's like, Dad's starting to say, I love you and I can't wait to see you. Did you ever think about what you did to your nephews, that you took their dad?
Are you going to finish work soon? And I've been telling him I'm at work and I'm busy.
Oh,
But it's like, it fucking kills me. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm not suicidal, but it's other than my son, not much else that makes me want to, like, live, but it's fucking mental torture. Like, the thought of being in here and like, only seeing your kids with a piece of glass is fucking torture. There's no other way to describe it. It tears my heart out. I don't know what to say. They're just pacing around in my fucking 6x9 room, mirror glass right now. Rambling.
how long you say you'd be there?
I think, you mean, in Leon County?
Yeah. On suicide watch. How long would keep you there?
I think till tomorrow. I mean, the chief of the jail is going to come see me tomorrow, and they have a therapist that comes to see you. They're going to ask me, you know, are you okay?
They have a therapist. Oh my God, these people. And we all remember Chief Mack, right? We remember that from Donna's hearings when that Marisol, whatever, Descalzo was like, Chief Mack, Chief Mock. She couldn't get it right.
You know, with questions. Like, he just put me back in my pod. Like, I'm going to go crazy in this suicide, though. Like, it's so it's set up there. Like, it looks like a fucking Viet Cong prison cell. Like, it's all light green walls, water, shit on the ceiling. Like a bed in the center, and cameras, mirrors, zero privacy. But they even put people here, they strip them down naked. They let me in, we keep my clothes on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, will you, at the end of the day, for a while, at least go somewhere where you can get some sun and go outside?
Yo, Michael, can you go somewhere outside and get some sun?
You mean like, I mean, I've been outside for fucking 60 minutes in the last year and a half.
That's what I mean. I mean, like, is there some one of these, you said that, like, they have these camps. Like, are those camps someplace that, like, you get out in the general population and go outside in the yard?
You should be, but there's some camps I've heard that there's some camps in Florida that are like just indoors. They're like, I always thought like you get out into a rec yard. Some don't have rec yards. Some you're literally, like, if there's one that these guys are talking about, this place called Graceville, that they got out for like 30 minutes in the last year. They keep them indoors, like closed custody. Yeah, like I don't trust me. I don't want to say it on the phone, but I trust
Like
them.
visitors.
What's that?
I mean, you can have a visitor.
Here, there are no visitors in jail. I'm sure when I get to prison, I think you spend a month at an intake place, and then you get sent someplace. So I'm thinking it's going to be 2 to 3 months from now. I'll be at some place where I can get a visitor.
Okay. Well, I'll do what I can with your parents to keep their spirits up.
I don't know, like, it's like, you know, like, should have taken a vacation.
Yeah, I should have taken a vacation is code for I should have gone to Vietnam.
Yeah. Oh my God. Have I thought of that? I've thought of that plenty of times. I'm not wrong very often.
You know, I should have taken more vacations in life, I agree. But honestly, all I did was, the sad thing is that I worked 6 days a week. Like I went to school till I was 29, and I built my business and worked all I did was work 6 days a week. That got there. Like never stole from anybody, never fucked anybody over. And the last couple of years of my life, the only friends I had around me were actually stealing from me.
Yeah.
A couple of people who were still like quote friends were just literally stealing from me, and one was doing everything he could to get everyone around me to hate me. But I didn't realize it because he was telling everyone how much he loved me, but then pouring poison in their ear and making shit up, and then telling them how much he loves me, and then they were buying it, and it was a fucking kind of a movie. That was that movie. Yeah, there's not much to say to me, right? But,
Yeah. You told me the story, and you asked me my opinion, and I told you.
you know, like, I trust me. I know all too well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's not that I thought you were wrong. I thought I'd get a fair shake.
Yeah.
I really did. I really believed and drank the Kool-Aid. I thought I was going to get a fair shake. But this was not even.
Well, let's figure out a way to get you out of there. Let me think about it. Talk to your attorneys. There's some rabbit in the hat here. Yeah, don't give up.
No,
We'll figure
I'm not.
Michael, there's some rabbit in the hat here. Nice.
Like, I love you. Not to give up, but do me a favor. Just keep an eye on the folks.
I will.
So, I don't know, folks. Hopefully, Rick keeps a good eye on Roman. I just don't want to see it behind glass. The jury's real. I'm in the state of. I'm really like more shocked than I am like.
Yeah, not bad.
Crying.
But I tell you, you were pretty tough for a year and a half. You're pretty tough for a year and a half.
Yeah. No, I was extremely optimistic. Really had big plans for when I got out of here. Really did.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, really, I watched a lot of it, 99% of it. And I thought at least that jury would be out. Somebody would say, no, I have a reason to doubt, but not in Tallahassee.
Not in Tallahassee, not that jury. I'm not actually what she put together for her closing. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, her final was tough. Her final was really tough. Yeah, it was really pulled a lot together.
It dumbed it all down and made it very cutesy, very sarcastic, cutesy, oh, he's buying gifts for him. I've never bought that guy a fucking gift in my life. I was being completely sarcastic. You could take sarcasm two ways, and obviously always take it the wrong way.
Mm.
The reality check doesn't matter. It's what how you can spin it. The people that they had, run into the state with saying things that they had their own agenda. These weren't like random people that came and asked them, stuff, or these were people that had their own agenda when they were talking to the investigators. You can't take that as the truth. But evidently, look what I said to my best friend Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2014. I didn't even know the guy. Doesn't matter. She can say it. You know that it doesn't have to be. They can take anything they want to quote it. It doesn't have to be evidence. It doesn't have to be factual. It's not to be taken as factual. And they're told that that's not factual. So they can say something that's completely wrong. Jury is not as instructed to take the evidence at the trial, not evidence presented in the closing.
It's true what True Crime Wifey said. A lot of people have said this actually. Never once have we ever heard him say, I did not do this. I mean, would you not be over and over? I am innocent. Instead, it's like, well, how did this attorney that we've been paying all this money not get me off of this crime? He really thought if I just had an excuse, that's reasonable doubt.
But you're saying stuff that's wrong. They're listening. They're deliberating. Like, I after having gone through it, I see what a fucking sham the whole thing is. Life don't seem real.
I'm here with Josh. Talk to Julie, Sean, Howard. We all love you. I just don't know what. Is there something we can do? Listen, I'm pretty creative. I've been in a lot of legal. I had some interaction with your attorney along the way. Let's see if we can think of something.
Yeah. If you do, it'll be a miracle. I just feel like this was their Super Bowl up here in Tallahassee. This is also the state capital. This was not like, they took my sister's book that she wrote that got nothing to do with this case, and they spun it to like the little Tallahassee. Like she made up an imaginary town, but the name sounded close to Tallahassee, somewhere on the way to nowhere. You saw it when they were talking about her book, almost like she was using the book to put down Tallahassee. Like, what the fuck does her book have anything to do with the case? Not that. Everything that she brought in has nothing to do with the case. But it was like spun, and yeah, I see what it looks like. She's shitting on Tallahassee in her book. And that book was
she definitely made it look like everybody looked out, and your family looked out at Tallahassee.
Oh.
She didn't make it look that way. She just showed the truth. These people are delusional.
Yeah, it was all about it actually looks like a nice college town. I actually like it. But what I'm seeing is people have a little word about it, like I've been up there for a year and a half, like small town. I kind of like it. It's a small, big town. But the point is, that's not how it was paid to look. If you ever look at somebody's, someone's going through a breakup and you look at friends texting each other, talking shit about the person that they were with, that's normal stuff to talk smack and talk back and forth and, text messages, and it's not meant to be cut and pasted and be like, look, these people are crazy. That's basically what they're able to take emails and say, look, you all are crazy. Personal emails, or not much thought went to them and nothing was ever done with them.
Your attorney, whenever I talked to him, he said, hey, this is a done deal. He's innocent. He's getting off. Don't worry about that. We don't need that. He did a good job, but he was absolutely convinced you were innocent and you were walking.
But
he was convinced.
Yeah, they didn't look at the evidence. They looked at emails. They looked at fucking nutty emails. These people are nuts with their emails. They were good my emails. But they spun a story. Complete with my sister's fucking book. It's like the sister's book has nothing to do with this fucking case. But why is it being discussed? Make us look like we're shitting on Tallahassee.
Yeah, exactly.
I never even read her book.
For sure.
To basically make it feel like we're above Tallahassee. My dad's dental practice was netting about $170,000 a year. Kaplan gets up there and says practice nets $2 million a year. Why?
So I would like to know if Harvey's practice was netting $170,000 a year. How was he buying all this real estate in the millions?
They paint the picture they want to paint. That guy's net is netting 170, not 2 million, 170. Doesn't matter. That doesn't like. Because, you know, it's all about the pictures they want to paint. You know, they said I made 3 million a year. I never made one. It sounds good. So you make 3. They close to 1 at the very end, you know, by peak. I just gotta. This is insane. I should have fucking done better. Should have known better when I thought I had a shot at taking the trial.
Sure.
I really believe, you know. This is a fucking joke. Because I saw the case they put on. They're putting on a case with my sister's book and my mom's emails. What does my sister's book and my mom's emails have anything to do with the case? Other than to get the people sitting there to hate us. They think you're crazy. That's what it came down to. I mean, how many text messages and emails did they show that have nothing to do with the case? Like,
But you just can't have a jury in fucking Tallahassee, Charlie.
they put in a motion to change the venue.
I know.
In the middle of the jury selection. The judge denied it.
I know.
I tried to call college before, but I'm sure it's been some stuff. Call you. Talk to you.
Can you call anytime? Pretty much?
Yeah, I can call anytime. I'm gonna call my mom and tell her to put some more money on my phone. We got like $17 on there. I would call you.
Imagine you're in your 40s, been convicted of murder. I'm going to call my mom, tell her to put more money on my books.
On my inmate. I think you put 100 on there, but I never called you on. You probably still have 100 on yours. So if I call you, did you put $100 on yours?
I have no idea. I gave him a bunch of money and I never knew what it was for. I mean, it was like for emails and shit.
They're talking about, I guess, putting money on the, so he can do the jail call or whatever. And Michael, I don't know. I just gave him a bunch of money. I didn't know what it was for.
They made it so fucking complicated to contact you. I mean, Howard was the only one that figured it out. I asked Howard, how the fuck did you do it? He said, I did it here and I got a account there. And I said, well, shit, but just Charlie can call me when he wants.
Yeah, so, I would call you on mine. I would call you on inmate because I never want someone to have to sit there and talk with the credit card when I call them. And call my mom. Now we got like $13 on my account. I'll have to put some money on there. But yeah, no, I can call you anytime.
Okay. Well,
so, if you, I may call my parents again later.
I text your mom and dad. I got a text back, so.
Yeah, my parents haven't talked to my sister. I asked my parents, and the only people they've spoken to are me and.
Yeah, that's right. My parents haven't talked to my sister. Yeah, that's right. But your mom sent her a text and said, oh, so you're innocent now?
My lawyer. I haven't talked to anyone. I think there's.
Let me think on this, see if I can think of any rabbits in the hat.
Yeah, good. Good luck. I really was optimistic after this past weekend, thinking I was again now. Huge letdown from that. But I will. So it's still fresh, man. I'm still shocked. Like it's.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Yeah.
still in jail, but it doesn't feel real. It just feels like another day from another cell, but it's gonna feel real tomorrow, I'm sure, when I wake up. So, but I love you guys, Mike, and thank you for always being there for me.
Yeah, we love you too, Charlie. Well,
Charlie. Yeah. All right. I'm going to see how this shares. Oh, okay. So this is, let me see if this will let me go through these photos. This is what's a pain in the ass. All right. That's all right. I'll get back to that. Y'all are going to enjoy an invoice coming up, I promise. All right. So then there was another duplex that Harvey bought. It was 4 units in Miramar. And it looks like in 2015, they paid $131,000. And then there was some like quick claim deed stuff going on. And then it did get sold in 2024 for $840,000. So that's a heck of a profit. I'm going to pull the Broward County, what is this called? Property appraiser. So it shows they bought it in 2015. And it looks like it was a qualified short sale. So economy was hurting. So I guess the people, they sold it for less than was owed, right? So all right, so this is showing that Harvey bought it, this Miramar property. And then every time I do this, I have to click a new tab. Then it looks like Harvey does a quick claim deed to Charlie. And that 7737 University Drive, Tamarack, that's the Adelson Institute. So maybe somebody can tell me what they were quick claiming all this for. So then Charlie quick claims it over into an LLC. All right. Then what I don't understand is on this, it says right here, September 2024. So Charlie was convicted what? October of 23, November of 23. So this is probably when he's like needing to pay Efferman, is my guess. It says disqualified sale of 450,000. And then it shows October 24 qualified sale of 840,000. But that one is sold. So that is no more. But I mean, if he bought that for 130 and sold it for 840, that's a good profit. Then the next one is one that they call Riverside. It's 10 rental units. They bought it for $790,000 in 2015. And then in August of 2020, it was moved into an Adelson Family Trust, which is what it is still in. Oh, yeah, this is really fancy right here. This is it. Do y'all see that? It's on the, if y'all are just listening, it's on the screen. But yeah, they still own this. So it shows bought it in April of 2015 and then put it into a trust in 2020, but it's claiming its value is less. I'm sure there's some tax advantage there. I wish I was more of a financial expert on all this, but So those are the three properties. There were tons of invoices and things in the emails. And that's how I got these addresses. But it was just like for a new roof, tax bill, all that kind of stuff. But they still own 2 of them. Both of them, the tax bills go to Harvey at the condo. All right, now we're going to get into the gooder stuff, the better stuff. But I got to figure out the best way to share these emails. So just give me a second. But before we go into that, I want y'all to look at these dates. Sigfredo was arrested in May of 2016. Katie, October 2016. Sigfredo's conviction, October 11th, 2019. So keep that in mind, okay? And y'all talk amongst yourself while I pull this part up. I think what I'm going to do is it's hard. This isn't in a browser. That's why it's taking me a second. All right. Okay, so I just showed y'all these dates. Sigfredo was convicted October 11th, 2019. Then look at this.